Hello there, welcome to PictureThisNewMedia. My name is Halal Ernie, and you're going to be watching my new comic book day recommendations for July the 19th, 2023, the day before my birthday. Yeah, it's my birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to me. Anyways, let's go ahead and get started here. I'm at League of Comics, dot, League of Comic Geeks.com, and they have a new comics thing where it shows the weekly comic book releases, new releases. Alright, we'll be starting off with this row. I'm going to be getting Something's Killing the Children. I recommend that. And then after that, I'll skip X-Men Red, Batman, Superman, I'm skipping. Guardians of Galaxy I'm skipping, but only because I didn't buy #1 and I was a little worried about the creator. Um, there's multiple writers, and then this editor, Darren Shan, has gotten in the way of a lot of good IPs. So yeah, I stood away with caution from Guardians of the Galaxy, but it might be good. So let me know in the comments if you've read this and if you like it. Superboy, hard pass. Gunslinger Spawn, highly recommend this. This is a really good, great series, and really badass storyline. He's the weakest Spawn, but he makes up for it in his smarts. He's very smart. Great with guns. Something's Killing the Children's another great IP that's through Boom Studios. Radiant Black is alright. It's more of the spandex superhero type thing, but the character is a lot more anti-hero inside, but he tries to portray a good guy on the outside. But yeah, it's pretty interesting, but I'm going to be skipping it because I haven't caught up with it, but I do recommend this one starting from the beginning like I am. Same with King Spawn, I'm starting from the beginning, but I do recommend getting them while you can. The floppies have great covers and they're only $2.99. They do have the King Spawn Volume 1 and 2, so I think that's like 12 issues out right now in trade paperback form. Next up is Night Terror's Superman. There's this crazy villain going around in the DC universe. Excuse me. And he's attacking people through their nightmares and dreams. And it seems they're going through all the characters in the DC universe. They've already gone through a lot so far, and it seems Superman is this latest victim. We got Nightwing as well, and Wonder Woman, and Catwoman, and Punchline. I'm gonna be getting the Punchline because I love Punchline. She's one of my favorite DC characters, and I got the Batman one. It's very interesting. I like it. I'm gonna continue it. I recommend you get the ones that are your favorite characters. I'm sure there's gonna be something that ties it all together. Where were we? Dr. Afra from Star Wars, issue number 34. I have no idea if I should recommend this or not. Let me know. The state of Star Wars recently has been very disappointing. Don't know anything about these editors or the writer. So take with it with a grain of salt. It might be good, but it might not be. Enter the Star Weird. There you go. Well, next up is, like I said, Nightwing. I recommend for Nightwing fans. These two I'll put on my wish list. Next up is Void Rivals by Skybound. I don't know too much about it, but the art looks interesting. Image and Skybound always do great work, so I highly doubt it'll be bad. Just not for me. Next up is Extreme Venomverse. I'm gonna skip this for now. I will put it on my wish list, but it's getting a little too much like for kids for me. It's a little too insane, wacky, not my taste in comic books. So yeah, I'm gonna skip this one. Next up is Blade, issue number 1 by Marvel Comics. Um, Brian Hill's the writer. We've got Will Moss is the editor. Gotta look in the editors because they put up barriers in the comic book industry, and you'll see by which ones, if he blocked it or if he made it better. He's in the Civil War. He was an editor of Civil War, so he might have some validity. I'll recommend it to Blade fans. Let me know if he killed it or not. Looks like Black Widow's gonna be in here, so or no, wait, no, never mind. Never mind. Black Widow's not gonna be in there. Seems interesting. Seems like it might be good for Blade fans. I might skip it for now, but I'll keep an eye on it for sure. Next up is Moon Knight, City of the Dead. Let's see, I don't have the debut of the Scarlet Scarab. Oh man. See, it's always a bait and switch. It's always a bait and switch with these. I guarantee you that it's gonna be all about her and not about him. Alright, well, I could see people already not liking this, so I'll stay away from this. I recommend Moon Knight fans stay away from it, as they might be mad. Next up is Hawk Girl, by DC Comics. Issue number 1, Soaring to New Heights. She doesn't look like she's for me, but she does remind me of Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. So I don't know. It might be funny, but yeah, with the creator, the writer, the editor, doesn't look like a comic book for me. It doesn't look like a comic book for fans of the original Hot Girl. It's a 6-part miniseries of probably garbage. I don't recommend it. Next up, we have Wonder Woman Night Terrors. If you're a fan of Wonder Woman, I recommend this one. It might be worthy to pick up. Followed by Skybound in Image Comics, Walking Dead. If you're Jimmy or a Walking Dead fan, I'd recommend picking this up for $4. Not a bad price. I haven't really heard much bad things about The Walking Dead. I'm surprised it's still out and going, but yeah, if people are still buying this, I don't see why they would stop making it. Next up is Batman White Knight Presents Generation Joker by DC Black Label. So this one might be worthy enough to pick up from the beginning. It's from the Black Label line, and theirs are usually a lot more old school DC, basically. Next up is Catwoman Night Terrors. I'll recommend this to Catwoman fans. Followed by Spider-Gwen Shadow Clones, issue number 5. I guess Spider-Gwen simps will like this, but I mean, look at this artwork. Look at those legs. They look so funny and misproportioned. They don't even look attached. It's weird. I don't like it. This is awful. Highly recommend against. If you're a Spider-Gwen fan, you're gonna hate this. Next up is Teen Titans, Tales of the Titans. I guess this one is Starfire. Um, there's a lot of number ones. Yeah, so I don't know. It seems like they are writing off the old success, but there's yeah. So I'll recommend this to Starfire fans and any Teen Titan fans. Definitely worthy pickup for you guys, but not for me. We'll have Black Panther number 2, hard pass, Alien hard pass, Vigil. I got number 1 of this, but I really wasn't impressed all that much, so I'll pass on this one. Night Terror's Punchline I'm gonna get because I love Punchline and pretty much anything she's in, so yeah, I'll get that one. Next up is Deadpool, Batter Blood. I'll recommend this one to Deadpool fans for sure, but if you're new to the comic books, this might as well, I don't know, yeah, it might be worthy enough for you all to. It'll be a little bit more advanced though, so there's that. Like, advanced in the storyline, you probably won't know what's going on. New Mutants, hard pass. I hate Fairyland. I really like this one. It's really funny, interesting, and dumb at the same time, but dumb in a fun way, in a good way. I highly recommend this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: The Last Ronin Lost Day special. I know it's a cash grab for $8. I'm not going to get it, full disclosure, but if you're a Last Ronin fan, they're gonna be milking you for that last $8 there. um, and if I know collectors, you're gonna get it. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Static, never heard of this. Not really. Well, I did hear about it, but it's not catching my attention. This superhero's a flop. Big Game by Image Comics. There's the storyline if you want to pause and read that. There. Pause. Next up is Big Game by Image Comics. Like I said, this is a top secret. We can't even show you the main cover because it spoils massive. Just trust us when we say that it's going to be the comic book. Well, that doesn't really explain anything. I don't know. Mark Miller, and his work is really good. I don't know. Nemesis is good. Kick-Ass is good. I might get it. I might get it. I didn't know it was Kick-Ass. Time Before Time, I really recommend this one. I'm just not going to be able to pull it. I'm too far behind. Noctera, Nemesis Special. Okay, Black Hawk Bill. As Sungdog Convoy fights to prevent the end of everything, a Fairman show is shown. the beautiful, terrifying origin of light and darkness across space and time. The special one-shot will lead directly into the stunning conclusion. Oh, we're almost done here. I gotta catch up. That's great. It's a great series. I highly recommend Noctera. If you haven't caught up, catch up, because it's time. This thing's ending. I recommend this Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles versus Street Fighters. It's pretty interesting. I'm not gonna get at this issue number 2 though, so it's not that interesting to me. But if you're a hardcore fan of either one of those, you'll like it. I guess I'm just not that hardcore of a fan of Street Fighter as I thought. Next up is Harley Quinn, Black, White, and Redder. It's basically 3 mini stories. Excuse me. 3 mini stories of Harley Quinn. I guess some of them will be good, some will be bad. If you're a Harley Quinn fan, give issue number 1 a try and see if that'll persuade you enough to continue buying more. Next up is Star Wars Rebellion, Return of the Jedi, issue number 1. I'm gonna do a hard pass on this one, but it's Admiral Akbar, Mon Mothma. Yeah, Mon Mothma is not anybody I particularly care about, so this story isn't for me. She's got a bowl haircut and they're trying to woman boss her. It's silly. Next up is A Vicious Circle by Boom Studios. I think I got this one last time, I'm not sure. Issue number 1, let's see. Well, I don't know, it doesn't look that familiar, but there is a lot of hype for this. Might be worthy to pick up. It's $10 though, so there's that. If you have the money for that, I'd say pick it up, but I'm gonna hard pass on it. Darkwing Duck, that one's going on. Battle Chasers, issue number 11. I don't know much about it, but let's see. Looks pretty cool. Looks like an old school comic from the 90s. So, yeah. Definitely pick this up if you're a fantasy fan, and if you're tired of censored stuff. This will definitely fall out of that category of censored garbage. But it's a little late, so you gotta catch up. Probably get the trade paperback first if it's out. Next up is Dead Romans. I highly recommend. Ronin, I highly recommend. Red Sonja, issue number 1. This, if you want to pause and read here, it's the 50th anniversary. There's the storyline. She's being framed for murder. She's on the run. Unseen forces are tugging back on her mind. I always trust Dynamite Entertainment. We'll see if this one is a first failure or if it's still top of the line Dynamite Entertainment Red Sonja of a story. Dune, House of Harkonnen. I highly recommend this one. I might not get it since they stopped carrying it at my local comic book shop. There's Vampire Slayer. I don't know much about that. but it's the Buffy the Vampire. I don't know if it's gone woke or if it's good or bad right now. Power Rangers. There seems to be a lot of fans still around this, so mostly kids and teenagers and weird 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds. All Night Eyes, I highly recommend this Dark Horse comic. It's really great horror, but I'm going to pass on it for now, just due to, you know, financials. But Terror War, I liked it in the beginning, but it just got a little too generic for me. Let me know if you felt different about it and you read it. Arcade Kings, I never got the chance to review it. Star Trek Day of Blood, it's a Klingon story. If you're a Star Trek fan, there's this thing. It's $5.99. Not for me though. Not for me. Wild End. This one's a cute one by Boom Studios, but I think I'm gonna pass on it for this. Let's see. While the crew and Mary beat, hide, and they do the worst thing during an alien invasion. Familiar, mundane, become weapon, terrors, not post-connects, mysterious lights. Yeah. See, it's not catching me anymore. I couldn't remember what that number one was. It was a little stone right now. Next up is Scrapper, issue number 1 by Image Comics. Miss Tuesdale, I'm gonna skip because it's a Hellboy one. I'm not that big into Hellboy. Scrapper, miniseries, game design. Next is with as a stray dog Scrapper and his buddy Tank fight for the justice against the totalitarian forces of a post-apocalyptic doom city. But when they fight becomes to his home, Scrapper will face losing what's most important to him to gain the terrifying truth and process. I don't know. The dog doesn't die. Don't worry, Mom. I don't know. We'll see. It doesn't look... It looks like it's for teenagers. Like preteens or 11-year-olds. It's not for me, but if you have an 11-year-old, go ahead, give it to them. Swimsuit special. I don't. It's not gonna come in my comic book shop. 2000 AD. Not a Judge Dredd comic book fan, but there you go. It's coming out today. Mighty Barbarians. That's a good one by Ablaze Publishing. Highly recommend that one. You've Been Cancelled by Mad Cave Studios. I highly recommend Against. Xeno by Oni Press. I guess if you're gamer teenager would like this one. Same with this Resident Evil one by Tokyo Pop. It's a manga-esque look, so yeah, I recommend this one for Resident Evil fans. Judge Dredd. There's I don't think this one's coming out in my comic book shop, and neither is this one. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Best of Karai. If you like Karai, there she is for $6. Zenscope's Van Helsing, Hell to Pay. Let me open up the... There you go. If you want to pause there, there's the description. Always a very generic bloody battle of Van Helsing, but sometimes they're worthy to get. I'm not gonna get it this time. Destiny New York Mystic Mafia by Black Mask Studios. Lilith is the last surviving daughter of a mystical crime family. She has spent her whole life running from her past, but now those old demons are finally catching up to her. She thought she was meant to be with former prophecy girl Logan McBride, but life has pulled them apart. Now Lilith in New York and Logan in California. Will destiny reunite them or drive them further apart? So it's a love story of two lesbians. If you're into that thing, it might be good for you, but I think for the mass populace, they're not gonna like it. Wanted by Top Cow Productions and Image Comics, Mark Miller Productions as well. $4.99, $5 for this pretty decent cover, 20th anniversary edition of the Miller World, first issue of Wanted reprinted. So this is that Angelina Jolie movie, but in comic book form. So yeah, highly recommend this one. For collector's editions, you'll definitely love it. I don't know, I might get it if I have money for it. These two aren't coming in my comic book shop. Bell, Ancient Instincts, it's a Zen Scope thing. God Killer, For Those I Love I Will Sacrifice. I'm gonna skip that for now. I'm kind of over it. Impact Count Dante, Scout Comics. I'm gonna skip it, but it doesn't mean it's not good. If you like the Asian gangster stuff, then you'll like this. I just didn't have the money for it the first time and not that interested in the story. This is Impact Winter book, or Rook 1, Rook 1. Hundreds of years before the comet hit Earth and created a cold, dark world ruled by vampires, a wandering Roman centurion saved a woman from being sacrificed by druids. Honor-bound to return Fiona to her homeland, Rook embarked on a journey across ancient Britain, where all manner of human and inhuman creatures dwelled, but none of them are more dangerous than the demon he'd sworn himself to. That sounds actually pretty fucking interesting. I'm gonna get this one for sure. Next up is Blacksmith, The Key to His Heart. I thought this one was gonna be more action-y than dramatic. If you're into the drama, it was pretty good, but I'm gonna skip it. It was a nice change from Ahoy Comics. Always funny stuff. So yeah, I highly recommend this one, but I'm gonna skip it. If that makes sense. Gretel, Dark Impulses. I mean, I'm gonna skip it. Give me a second. I look less horrible, I think. Nouns and Noun Town. Nouns DAO presents a new sensational miniseries by writer David Leitch and artist Danny Schultz, a deeply moving coming-of-age drama about a small-town thimble salesman caught up in a politically charged espionage caper involving a stolen atom bomb, a signed picture of the Pope, and a man with a fox for a head. Well, that sounds great for kids. If you want to get your kids into comics, I'll recommend this one. There's cheaper ones out there, but this one sounds interesting. But read it first, make sure it's not too out there. Don't get mad at me if it's too out there. But this one, I thought it was gonna be like something to do with pronouns or something silly like that. And whenever I saw the coming of age drama, I got a little sus, but it passed the sniff test. So just read it first, just in case. I did have that up. Rivers of London, he sometimes does good ones. That one's probably not going to show up at my comic book shop. We've got Planet Comics, Fantasy Comics, those ones, These ones aren't going to show up. Cover of Darkness Revelations, this one might show up. Legendary artist Rags Morales joined the cover. Uncover of Secret Origins of the Viking Werewolf, illustrated. Yeah, not for me. Not for me at all. And I think that's gonna cut it, because these are either not gonna show up in my comic book shop or our web comics. Oh, starring Sonia. This is American Mythology Productions, Violent Vixen. Looks like a porn actress. 2 a.m. on cable TV, so I don't know. Violent Vixen, superhero rise in Midtown to help Violent Vixen cope with recent influx in super baddies like Trash Panda Man. It sounds like a silly thing if you want to watch this. I don't know, it looks very generic. I'm gonna skip it. And that's gonna do it here. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Assalamu alaikum. Have yourself a great day. Take care.